This is a mini lesson on writing in booklets using strong beginnings. So, as a class, we've been learning different elements used in science fiction and strategies that can help us become better writers. Today, we're going to use what we know about science fiction, and we're going to listen to a story and learn how to write a strong beginning for our story. So, in different books, there are sequences, and that's the order of events throughout the story. So, our book, Skippy-John Jones, is written in a beginning, middle, and end sequence. So, we are going to focus on the beginning of a story. And the beginning is the first part that we read in a book. So I'm going to read a couple pages to introduce the beginning of Skippy-John Jones, Lost in Spice. Skippy-John Jones was nuts about Mars because it was the red planet. I love red, that's what I said, and I musty put some rusty in my big boy bed. So off he went to the kitchen where Mama and the girls were starting supper. We're making tuna poodle casserole, crooned his sister Jilly Boo Jones. Tuna noodle casserole, corrected Mama. A poodle is a dog, and we don't eat dogs. Skippy-John thinks he's a dog, said Jezebel. Yeah, agreed Juju B. He thinks he's a chihuahua, because his ears are too big for his head, added Jezebel. That's enough, scolded Mama. Pinkie Pie's ears are just fine. But Pinkie Pie was oblivious to their chatter. All right, so I want you to pause and think about what we just read in Skippy-John Jones. We just read the beginning of the story. And in the beginning, we learned who our character was. So if I go back and I read the very first sentence, it says Skippy-John Jones was nuts about Mars because it was the red planet. So the author introduced one of our main characters on the very first page. So we know that Skippy-John Jones is our character, and we also have an idea of where the story is going to take place. He was talking about Mars and how he loved the red planet. So, what is a strong beginning? Authors can use strong beginnings to catch the reader's attention. So, our author was able to catch our attention by starting with a hook. And the hook was saying that Skippy-John Jones was nuts about Mars. And that was on the very first page. And it kind of led us in to thinking about, well, I wonder why he was nuts about Mars. So it got us interested. And then whenever we read the next page, it told us why he loved Mars. And he said that he loved Mars because it was red. And he loves the color red. So if we are going to make our anchor chart, we can start by saying that the beginning catches the reader's attention. It also tells us who the characters are and the setting. And the setting is where the story is going to take place. And we can use what we know from the pictures to know that the setting right now is at Skippy-John Jones' house. But we also have an idea that it could possibly be about Mars because he introduced that in the very beginning. So I want you to turn and talk to your partner and share ideas on how you could write a strong beginning for your story. So I want you to talk and discuss about what you could add to your story to have a strong beginning. All right, so as we're writing, we need to think about the sequence, and that's the order of events in the story. We want to make sure that our story makes sense and it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Today, we're only going to focus on our beginning and how to revise and make a stronger beginning. So as you're writing today, I want you to think about how you could use a hook to interest your reader. So how could you really catch your reader's attention? I also want you to think about how you're going to introduce your character and your setting. So who's going to be in your story and where is it going to take place? And always remember to use your science fiction elements so that your reader knows what genre you're writing. So today I want you to go off and start thinking about a strong beginning and how to add a hook to your story.